I think a lot of students are going to struggle with geometry this school year. My name is Amos. I'm a math and science curriculum writer, and I'm also a medical physicist. I'm holding here Euclid's Elements of Geometry. Euclid's Elements of Geometry. And the reason why I bring this up is because, see, AI helps students do things fast. Students are so used to, oh, well, how do I do this problem? Boom, 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 done. But when you look at Euclid's work, you're dealing with propositions. You're dealing with, theorems, corollaries, axioms of different kinds. It's going to take students to slow down, understand what you're learning. There is no rush. But AI and the current state of affairs in this current modern technological age will make it so people cannot learn as they ought to learn geometry well. But a crazy thing is, part of why AI works is actually because of the logic. Aristotle, did work in logic. We could talk about Aristotelian logic. And then Euclid's work is key for understanding. Isaac Newton said he wished he would have read it earlier on. Newton studied Euclid, by the way. So let me read some of the section of Euclid here, and then we'll do a deeper dive later. The first part of Euclid's book is called, there's 13 books in the Elements. It's called The Elements of Geometry. And this is called The Fundamentals of Plane Geometry Involving Straight Lines. Okay, so here's the brief background. We'll read the first part of it after we read this background of Euclid. So Euclid's Elements is by far the most famous mathematical work of classical antiquity, and also has the distinction of being the world's oldest continuously used mathematical textbook. Little is known about the author beyond the fact that he lived in Alexandria around 300 BCE or BC. The main subjects of the work are geometry, proportion, and number theory. Have you ever heard about prime numbers? Yeah, Euclid is your guy right here. Okay, so number theory, that's where that comes in. So most of the theorems appearing in the Elements were not discovered by Euclid himself, but were the work of earlier Greek mathematicians such as Pythagoras and his school, Hippocrates of Chios and Theaetetus of Athens, and Eudoxus of Syndos. Sorry, this is I haven't pronounced this in a while. However, Euclid is generally credited with arranging these theorems in a logical manner so as to demonstrate, admittedly not always with the rigor demanded by modern mathematics, that they necessarily follow from 5 simple axioms. Euclid is also credited with devising a number of particularly ingenious proofs of previously discovered theorems. For example, Theorem 48 in Book 1. The geometrical constructions employed in the Elements are restricted to those which can be achieved using a straight line and a compass. Furthermore, empirical proofs by means of measurement are strictly forbidden. And any comparisons of 2 magnitudes is restricted to saying that the magnitudes are either equal or one is greater than the other. The Element consists of 13 books. Book 1 outlines the fundamental propositions of plane geometry, including the 3 cases in which triangles are congruent, various theorems involving parallel lines, the theorem regarding the sum of the angles in a triangle, and the Pythagorean theorem. Book 2 is commonly said to deal with geometric circles and their properties, and includes theorems on tangents and inscribed angles. Book 2 is commonly said to deal with geometric algebra, since most of the theorems contained within it have simple algebraic interpretations. Book 3 investigates circles and their properties and includes theorems and tangents and inscribed angles, and you can look at all the other subtitles for the books later. Platonic solids are discussed in Book 13. So this edition that I have with me allows you to see some Greek work and then English next to it. So it's kind of nice, like a parallel system. Okay, the reason why I'm concerned for students today, this school year, is that a lot of them are not training themselves to think in this manner, which is necessary to understand and to flourish with Euclid's work. Like, if you want to flourish in geometry, it takes effort, and effort is the thing that many students don't think they are going to give to their schoolwork. That's not going to work with geometry. I think that everybody should read Euclid. I think that should just be standard, and they could read it over a few years, so maybe over 3 years, alongside whatever math they're learning in school. Let me know if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, objections, but we'll do some more discussions around Euclid's elements of geometry. This is the Counting to Calculus channel. I look forward to helping every child to flourish in mathematics and beyond. Take care and have a blessed day. Subscribe for more, please.